What's up, guys? It's been a couple of weeks since I got a video out. It's like 3 weeks ago. Pretty much was just tucking up more wire and stuff, waiting on some things to show up. Ran into a couple issues. The converter, we had one of our buddies come over who's really good with transmissions. He got it in, and it's still, the gap is not what we're supposed to be at. So we're dealing with that issue. I got a feeling we're gonna have to have a new back plate made for the ears. I think that it's fully in and it's spinning the pump. It just doesn't have the gap we need between the flywheel for the pullback. So we're still trying to figure that issue out. Some things showed up. The what is it? The 90-degree elbow, the whip from Low Dollar. That's here, so I'm going to start wiring up this for the dome pressure sensor. I tuck all that under and wire it back through. Some more, pretty much all I did last, or 2 or 3 weeks ago, I did all the wiring tuck. You can see we got a lot of nice new loom on, just trying to clean things up a little bit. I got some more loom. I got some big loom because I'm going to put all the spark plug wires here are all going to be loomed together one. Kind of tidy things up there. All this has been ran. Some loom through here. We ran into an issue with my onboard air system. The compressor, it just keeps going and going and going. It's making almost no pressure at all in the tank. So I'm going to have to imagine that compressor got destroyed when it was in the S10 and it got wrecked. So I finally said that I'll do things the right way. I'll go CO2 and be done with it. So we got our CO2 tank here with our new mount. Here's some of the loom. Here's the big loom for the plug wires. We finally got a new throttle cable. So we're gonna get that done. And then I got these cool little mounts. They're double-sided, so they stick down, and then you run a zip tie through them, so I can zip tie some things nice and tight, like my O2 sensor we ran through. Let's see if I can show you. We took the O2 sensor down in here. I might put some loom on that too to be safe, but it runs up here through the fender. I don't know if you can see it much, but we got it running up there. So I'm going to use a couple of those to keep it nice and tight at the top of the fender so I don't have to worry about the tire ever rubbing on it. But got ourselves about, what, 10 rolls of duct tape or electrical tape. Always good to have that. Another Low Dollar whip in case I decide to rewire something else. A whole bunch of zip ties. So that's pretty much where we're at. I did get new AN line and fittings, so I can redo the scavenge pump. We don't like where it's sitting. We kind of want to find a way to move it back. I probably can't show you anything good right now, but it's way down in there. But the way that it's set for the turbo drain, it kinks that AN line, and we got an oil leak on the backside, so I figured I might as well do it all new and be done with it. We're gonna move that scavenge pump hopefully another like 6 inches back, so it gives us some more slack for the AN line without kinking the line. But I'm trying to think, I think I already showed we tucked all this wire back here for the most part. I still got some cleaning up to do, but it's a lot better than it was. Pretty much just gonna pick away at most of the wiring stuff today. Like 3 days, last weekend I wasn't here. I went to Nashville for a bachelor party. We were there the whole weekend. And then, what was it, Wednesday, I moved my arm in a weird way and it popped. And I don't know what I did, but I messed up some of the muscles like right on top of my elbow where they were rubbing, and it's just extreme pain. So I'm on some decent pills right now and I feel a lot better where I can move around. So I can do a little bit today, but I can't get too crazy with heavy lifting or I'm gonna end up tearing up my arm. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll show you what I get done for wiring today at least. Thanks. All right, we got the air pump out. compressor, tank. I mean, I might shave. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't really shave any weight by going to the CO2, but it's better than having a broken compressor, I guess. I'll show you. Right here is the scavenge pump. I don't like, it comes down, it kinks here, goes back up. And from there, it's a 90, loops around, kinks again here. I don't know if you can see, right there's another kink. Then it goes to the back into the oil pan. We're trying to figure out where to put it. Because at first we were talking about building a bracket that kind of sat here under the oil pan. But I'm thinking maybe if I can get, it's kind of, I got some open spots up here. If I could build a bracket right here off of the block, maybe I'll mount it over there. I'll run more AN line to do it, but I think the more line I run, that's the more flexible it's going to be, and I'm not going to have any of these hard turns where it kinks on me. So, still trying to figure that one out, but getting that air compressor out was nothing but a headache because I don't know if I can show you enough, but the air compressor's up here. It was in this tiny little hole. I doubt I have good enough light for you to see, but there's about no room to work, so I had to remove the two 8mm bolts out blind. But that's out. I think I gotta find the measuring tape. I'm gonna measure out the mounts on the back side here, the bottle bracket. Mark them off on the sheet metal there and drill the holes. I gotta be careful because I don't want to crawl back under, but the chassis has got this set of bars right here and a brace. So I gotta find a way to make sure I drill the holes where I can fit the bolts in without being in the way of this brace. But yeah, once it's in, I'll give you an update, and that, or I'll give you an update that I screwed it up and it's terrible. So stay tuned. All right, I got the bottle in. I'm not thrilled on the way it's mounted right now. I might have to build like a bracket in the back because it's got more wiggle than I really want on it. I mean, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's bolted in, but the lines, they're hooked up. Clearly all this is a mess still. But I ran the wiring for the trans brake. Now I've got the trans brake active. I don't know if you can hear that solenoid engaging, but so that's another headache checked off. I mean, I still got to clean up the wiring. I got it ran through the back, and then that mess over there. The intake I got bolted back down. That whip is ran up through, tucked nice here, down through. But that bolted down. The new throttle cable's in. What else did I get done? The whip for the the dome pressure. Here's a wiring for that. Here's a reference wire. I just got a wire. I gotta connect that and then find the switch power that I have on the Holly. I'm gonna wire it back under the dash into there, so that'll clean up a little bit of that headache. I ran I don't remember if I showed the loom for the spark plug wires. I went a little bit too big, but they're kind of cleaned up. It'll work for now. What else did I get done? All the air compressor stuff out. Air tank's all hooked up. The lumen in the back's done. Oh, I got my headlights are hooked back up finally. Let me switch that on. I had to backtrack back through to the original wiring over there off of the relay box, because I couldn't remember. I knew I had the headlight wired before, but I ran that down and it's tucked pretty good. See the headlights, stupid bright. The camera doesn't do it justice. They are stupid bright. I feel bad for anyone at a night race that has to flag this, it's going to suck for them. But, yeah. I don't know what else I'm going to really get done today. I'm kind of just picking away at little things till we can figure out the converter situation and how we're going to go about that. I've got my drive shaft measurements are over here. We got that done. I didn't put in an order yet for a drive shaft because I want to make sure that if we're going to end up putting a, they make, what the heck are they called? Bell housing spacer. If I did a bell housing spacer, I could make up the gap that I have for the converter that's missing. But I have a feeling, I think they're going to just make me a new back plate once we figure out what the distance is that we're missing, and they'll make the adjustment for it. But yeah, other than that, I'm just kind of picking away at wiring still, so I might have another update before I leave. Stay tuned. Alright, last update. On the Terminator X, well, any Holly harness, there's this power tap. That's going to be where I get my sensor ground and my 5 volts, so I'm going to order that plug tonight so I can run the wiring from there. I think I'm going to buy a distribution block too, so I can have multiple just on the one block. But pretty much I think that's where I'm going to leave it off. I still can't do the trans brake. I mean, I've got the wire, the part of the wiring in there done, but I don't have any of the wiring going to the trans brake solenoid because obviously the transmission's still up here. So hopefully next week, I mean hopefully this week, we're going to figure something out with this transmission so we can get it in, or at least get whatever we need fixed. And then from there, more button up of wiring. I got to run a couple more inputs and outputs, I think. I still got to figure out where I'm going to put because right now my Terminator is just sitting down here. It's unplugged now, but the harness is here. This is my input output box. I think I'm going to end up mounting it somewhere on here, but I haven't decided yet. So that'll be the next step, is figuring out where to put that. And then from there I can start tucking all the wires up from the harness up to the box. And then, yeah, still got to do the drive shaft, figure that out. But I think this is where we're going to leave it off for now. So not a whole lot of progress, but still slowly picking away at it. So stay tuned until next week, guys. Thanks.